Thanksgiving is over. We can officially start decorating for Christmas. I know the Bears wanted to put up a nativity scene, but they're having trouble finding 3 wise men. Chicago, that was absolutely embarrassing. It was not that bad. He froze up like he was Ryan Day in a big game. Chicago finally fired Matt Eberflus. They have never before fired a head coach mid-season. Really gonna miss that guy. Don't feel bad for him. He's spending this time helping out with Tyreek Hill's kids, since they both believe in gentle parenting and he's so good at not using timeouts. We have actually already started our job search on LinkedIn. Number 1, has to have CFL experience. Number 2, has to have a fun to say first name or a name that starts with an N. Lastly, and this is non-negotiable, has to get a haircut before being hired. You know, the Chiefs offensive coordinator looks pretty promising and he helped develop Now that is a great idea. Your franchise is set back further than Keenan Allen's hairline. Moving on, let's do Giants. Guys, we're coming for a top 5 pick in April. That game was atrocious. Evan Neal got beat so badly he started rushing his own passer. Also, Lainey Wilson performed at the half of that game. Some people are upset she lost a bunch of weight and lost all her ass. Fortunately, we found it on the Giants sideline. Okay, last Thanksgiving game, Packers-Dolphins. That was the worst I've ever seen the Dolphins look, and I've seen Skylar Thompson. It's 69 degrees. Miami said it was so cold it felt like they were in the ice age. They would know that's the last time they won a playoff game. Okay, let's do the Black Friday game. Chiefs-Raiders, get in here. Moving forward, there will be a Chiefs game every Black Friday since both are rigged for the consumer. The owner of the Chiefs' daughter tweeted, "If you put your faith in Jesus, he won't let you down." Looks like she spelled ref wrong. Black Friday is such a scam. Speaking of scam, where is Kirk Cousins? You paid him $180 million to throw to the other team. Yes, the Chargers' defense now has more catches than Quentin Johnston. What a win. Shane Steichen's balls finally dropped. You must have been watching your receivers. Get Gus Bradley in here. I must have really made an impression. Some of the guys are calling me Santa. That's because you have a white beard and only work 1 day a year. Gus, you gave up 24 points with 32nd ranked offense. Why aren't you blitzing? Because I'd have to put a defensive end on a receiver. Get out. Oh, okay. What? I had a quick question. Rod, you're a defensive coach. Defend yourself so you don't get fired. Maybe along the way. Yeah, did them grab his helmet and pull it down. Cincinnati scored 99 points in their last 3 games and have won none of them. Bengals defense has screwed more people this year than Tyreek Hill. Joe Burrow would be in the MVP conversation of the year. Here we go. But that's my line. I haven't seen a Joe this humiliated since Camp Rock. Okay, let's do Jets, Seahawks. Aaron Rodgers turned 41 yesterday. Ironically, that is the same number of people he's gotten fired this year. I would have him blow out candles, but he already blew a 21-7 lead. Jason Garrett's turkey leg that he froze for 15 years is aging better than you. We should have Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins play each other and see whose receivers have an emotional breakdown first. Seattle, will you stop giving it to Zach Charbonnet over Kenneth Walker? That's now the second stupidest thing you've done on a goal line. Okay, we have to talk about it. How is he doing? He said he's okay. Okay, Trevor will be okay. Gotta suspend him. I agree, that's a suspension. Yes, 100%. Absolutely. Okay, this is not the first offense, and that's why we're going to suspend the person who has potentially ruined Trevor Lawrence's career, made one stupid decision after another, constantly lets down his team with no accountability. Al-Shaair. No, Doug Peterson. I haven't seen a blonde get hit on that hard since Urban Meyer was at a bar. Speaking of suspensions, how is Justin Jefferson doing? He's not suspended. Then why aren't you targeting him? How do you still not know what a catch is? What was wrong with that one? He didn't play for Kansas City. Okay, well, everybody just calm down. Also, I want to apologize for everyone not being able to watch that overtime on Fox. Apparently, they ran some comedy show instead. In our defense, that's about the same thing as watching Todd Bowles. Okay, just a couple more games. Justin Tucker is thinking of pursuing his career in opera singing. However, he probably would miss his mark on center stage. Gabe Vincent has a better field goal percentage, and he's averaging a point in 20 Lamar games. Kicked Isaiah Rodgers in the head trying to hurdle him. At least someone on the Ravens can kick. A big week for Josh Allen. He got engaged and became a dad in 1 weekend. Josh Allen threw a pass to himself. Kirk Cousins can't even throw to his own team. Lastly, the Broncos-Browns game was absolute cinema. Jameis Winston said, "I pray the Lord will deliver me from pick sixes." At least now we know why he's throwing so many interceptions. He's seeing holy ghosts.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Rise up late night. You know what it is. Andre the George Robinson, the fire starter, is in the building. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in for sure on this phenomenal. Now I guess it's Wednesday, Wednesday morning. Uh, man, listen, bring a drink, snack, plus one, like and share. Call line is open too for those who want to talk sports. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. 716-954-5209 is the number to call. All right. Let's start off with week 14. I'm gonna just get right into it. It's a lot that I want to talk about. There's some things I heard on other shows that I need to address too. But I wanna start off the show with week 14 picks. Okay. Start off the show with that. Week 14 coming up. You heard Andy give you a preview of week 13. She is phenomenally funny. I swear. I would love to meet her. She is hilarious at best and does a great job at what she does. So week 14 starts off with Thursday night football. Obviously, we got Green Bay and Detroit. I think these matchups always are interesting. Tyler, shut the fuck up. In the comments, you've wrote that twice now, and I just totally haven't been paying attention to that comment. Anyway, week 14 coming up. You know, these divisional games are quite interesting, hilarious. Um, Sometimes because in the beginning of the season, we always be like, oh, well, you know, the team that wins first, usually we think they're going to win the second time. In this case, I don't think that's going to happen in this case. Detroit looks a little tired. Being 11-1 has its perks. It makes you look really good. It also means that you had to go and you had to put a lot of effort to get to 11-1, which usually sometimes means that depending on what type of team and the structure you have, you're due for a loss. And in this case, I think Thursday night, I think Detroit is finally due for a loss at home. And I'm not saying that because, you know, I like the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, I'm a Green Bay guy, but I'm saying that because I'm watching the type of football that's being played the last couple of weeks. I think that what you saw the first game with Detroit and the Packers will not be the same game that you see this week. Uh, I think Green Bay has definitely progressed. Uh, Josh Jacobs getting the football is a great recipe for success, on top of the fact that if the Green Bay Packers receivers can catch the football and not drop the football, I think they will be in a perfectly fine shape. Jordan Love is also healthier than usual, which is fine and dandy. I don't think any team is 100% healthy at any point at this point in the season, but I do think that there are some teams that are healthier than others, which benefits sometimes. Um, so I will take the Green Bay Packers this week on Thursday Night Football, and I will take them winning by a field goal, 27-24 will be the score of that game. Now, Cleveland against the Steelers. Obviously, this is another one of those divisional games I talked about. I'm talking about in the very beginning. Cleveland won the first game against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has beaten Baltimore. Cincinnati is see what I'm saying? See how this goes? It's kind of interesting. Dalton Smith, what up? I see you. Anthony, too. I see you. What's good, my guy? Braxton, Melissa, shout out to all of you guys. Again, get your drink, get your snack, whole 9 yards. I know, Braxton, you are a Lions fan, and you got them winning 24-21 Thursday against the Packers. I don't think the Packers get swept. I just don't see that. I hope not. If they do, I'll be understanding of it because Detroit's a really good team. All right. Now, interesting. Tyler, you have Packers 32, Lions 25. Dalton, you got the Packers too. Okay, good, good. That's why. All right, good. I have the Steelers winning this game coming up. I think it's a must-win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I say that because the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to do something that I don't think majority of the sports world or the consensus world thought that would happen, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this division. I think everybody a lot of people had the thought that Baltimore with Derrick Henry would have this division locked up, wrapped up in the bag because of what they've seen the year before. This is a must win, especially after what we saw Pittsburgh do last week when they beat Cincinnati. They have to continue to win games in their division to, further their cause right now, being that they are top dog in this division. They need to win this one at home. This is at home. You don't let the Cleveland Browns come into your house. As much as I like Jameis Winston, I like his inspirational speeches. Some people make fun of it, which I think is stupid on their end. I won't mention no names, but you don't let those guys who are not in the playoffs, who probably will be eliminated next week with the loss coming up on Sunday from playoff contention, you don't let them come into your house and win any type of football game. Hi, Ramona. Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to you. I see you. And yes, I'm talking about your Pittsburgh Steelers. I got them winning this week for sure. They better not let Cleveland come in and win again twice. I don't want to see that. Since he doesn't have the D that the Browns have, you're right. They don't. Cincinnati's defense is god awful. I mean, astronomically god awful. And I have a post that will prove how god awful this Cincinnati defense is as we, talk during the night. Really tired, but good. How are you? Mike Tomlin got to be coach of the year conversation. Russell Wilson comeback player of the year. Cincinnati has been really bad, which is good. Tyler said they don't need to make the playoffs. Every game is a must win for the Detroit Lions, especially Thursday. Yeah, absolutely. You know your team. Your team got to win. Your team only has 4 divisional wins in 50 years. And you still got 2 teams on your ass right now. Now, getting back to Pittsburgh, yeah, I definitely need Pittsburgh to win this game for sure. Let's solidify this thing that they are legit. Because I'm tired of hearing the conversations about Mike Tomlin and not being able to win playoff games, yada, yada, yada. Well, I will tell you, if the Pittsburgh Steelers clinch this division, it will be Pittsburgh will win a playoff game, period. I do not see them not winning a playoff game. If they clinch the division and they get a home game at home, I think they'll make the divisional round at least minimum. So we'll see. And hopefully all that Mike Tomlin hate will cease for somebody who has 18 winning seasons in a row. This game right here is is a toss-up between sewer shakes and dumpster juice. I don't know which one y'all like more. Y'all like dumpster juice or sewer shakes? Saints versus Giants. What channel this coming on? Cartoon Network, Amazon Prime, Tubi. This on Tubi. I honestly, this game doesn't really mean much of anything. You can do this all you want, and you're still not getting to the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna actually take the Saints just to be funny. I'm taking the Saints, honestly. Dre, I told Marcus I did not fear the Bengals nor the Ravens as much as I do the Browns as far as win or loss. I can understand why you say that because the Bengals and the Ravens defense both are lackluster at best. So I can totally understand that. And Cleveland plays tough. I mean, Jameis Winston did have pick sixes, and I know everybody right now is making fun of him for saying that he wanted God to get They heal him of pick sixes, and that's not him. And then you hear people saying, but that is him because he's a turnover machine, yada, 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 the whole 9 yards. But Cleveland plays tough. And on top of that, it is what it is at the end of the day. You're going to have some people be stupid, and some people are going to say stupid stuff and play games that they shouldn't. But it is what it is. I got Pittsburgh regardless. Yeah, both of those defenses are suspect. Who cares about injuries? Buffalo's been through too many seasons with half a defense. Can we forfeit the entire NFC South? They're not even trying. Yeah, the NFC South is interesting. If you listen to the very beginning with Annie Aguilar, she kind of summed y'all up in a nutshell. I'll leave her words to it. Jets, Dolphins, I can give less than a damn about this game neither. Both of these teams are pretty much out at this point. Miami's not making the playoffs. As much as Miami thinks that they're going to win 10 games this year or whatever the case may be, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt they're winning 10 games. And the Jets are done, 8-9. Rodgers is going to play the rest of the season, I guess. So many mixed emotions about that. Not really. I don't have many emotions about that, but I will say that the Jets, they need to throw away the whole entire New Jersey football scene. Just throw it in the garbage or throw it in the lake, throw it in the river, and restart, or get somebody else to either buy those teams and do something with those teams because they're both ass at best. Dable's probably out. The interim coach in New York, the Jets, is probably out too. So a lot of coaching positions in New Jersey. They should have a for want sign right now, or for sale sign and hiring now signs all over the New Jersey Strip. They mentioned it during the Broncos game, I think. Yeah, I think he does have a hamstring injury. I think that's a day-to-day thing. They'll find out whether he's gonna play or not. And if he don't play, that's even more the reason why Pittsburgh should take care of business. Saints lose some delusional fans. The Darren Rizzi hype is so annoying. Yep. Hope the Jets beat the Dolphins. Yeah, got the Dolphins winning. I could see that. Jaguars Titans, another divisional game. There's a lot of divisional games on here that I'm just like, do I really care? I do not care about the Jacksonville Jaguars at all, nor do I care about Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans. Both teams are boo-boo shit. Anyway, this game is a wash too. I would rather, this is one of those things, if it was on a ballot, I would pick the other, or I would pick neither in this case, but I will pick for the Jets-Dolphins game. I will pick the Jets, and I will pick the Titans in this case. Moving right along, talking about the NFC South again, we got the Falcons. Got the Falcons versus the Vikings. This ain't even going to be close. I don't even like the Vikings. I don't give a damn to scold nothing. I don't even like scolding kids, but Skull country is probably going to win this. Kirk Cousins is too inconsistent when it comes to the quarterback position, way too inconsistent. They paid him $160 million pretty much. And again, Andy Aguilar pretty much summed it up about Kirk Cousins earlier in the beginning. Josh was good. Shout out to you. It's 14 degrees down there, Ramona. Whew. Lord, we just had 4 feet of snow. So I can understand about the cold. Carolina and the Eagles. Another week for the Eagles to just elevate that motivation. They're gonna win again this week in Philly. I'm moving on. I don't even want to talk about the Panthers. Don't care about the Panthers. Raiders, Buccaneers, the pirate game, I call it. The Buccaneers are winning this one. They got something to play for. bird game. The bird game right here. The Seahawks versus the damn Cardinals. This one could be very tricky. Geno versus Kyler. Seahawks are 7-5. Cardinals was just the divisional leaders 2 weeks ago. Now Seahawks is. I hope they lose. I can't stand the Seahawks, to be honest with you. And that's just me being real about the situation. Leonard Williams put on a phenomenal show against the New Jersey team last week. Arizona's got to win this one if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. I mean, this probably is a make or break game for them. I'm gonna pick Arizona to win. Bear down or San Francisco. I'm picking San Francisco. It's at home. They're at home. They are still in the hunt too. Chicago is not in the hunt at all. They haven't won a game since Tyneek Stevenson decided to wave to the crowd. They find more ways to lose than the Lord allow. I could care less about the Bears. I hope they lose every game for the rest of the year, to be honest with you. And that's that. Bye-bye, Chicago. Scoot along. Yeah, you got snow down there. Yeah, I hate the snow. Lord have mercy. Lord knows. Saquon Barkley will have 200 yards this week against the Panthers. He could very well. Got the Cardinals. Seahawks are frauds. Yep. Cardinals take them at home. Yep. Rams still going to take the NFC West. Maybe. I think the Chargers upset the Chiefs this weekend. I'm about to get into that after I get into this Bills-Rams game. The Rams are not winning the NFC West. In fact, they might be eliminated too after this week. I think Buffalo goes right to LA. It's a business trip for Buffalo to handle business. They're still in the hunt for the number one seed. If the Chiefs was to lose this week and Buffalo was to win this week, Buffalo will have the number one seed as of right now. Yes, it could be a setup game for the Bills. To be honest with you, the Bills are a team where any team that has the capabilities of winning, that has any type of championship pedigree, could be a setup game for them. Just because they're 10-2, do not get overzealous and think that the Buffalo Bills cannot catch a loss at an unopportunistic time. They can. They definitely can. Bold prediction: Saquon has 297 yards, breaking Adrian Peterson's record. Ooh-wee. Do the Rams need this week to make it? The Rams need to win this game to stay in contention, but I think Buffalo has more heart than the Rams. To be honest with you, I think there's more to fight for with Buffalo than there is with the Rams. I got Buffalo on the road. Chargers Chiefs. That's an interesting one. I got a whole video about the Chiefs I'm gonna play shortly for you guys to see in a few minutes. I honestly, kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I know y'all just heard my little double up real quick. I was making sure that sound was good. Harbaugh's got them winning. They're 8-4. They're winning games, ugly or not. They've been winning games. The Chiefs are due for another loss, by the way, especially with the way they're playing. They are flirting with losing. They probably should have lost to the Raiders. So, with that being said, I'm going to take the Chargers. I think the Chargers can get the job done. Harbaugh's a good coach. Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. I think they can get it done. even though it's in Kansas City. I was playing with the playoff simulator today and had the Rams losing, but finishing the season at 10-7 as the 4th seed. Okay, I mean that could happen. That division is still up for grabs. I'm more confident in the Rams doing that than I'm confident in the Dolphins doing that. Going with Buffalo. I want the Chargers to win. Rams D ain't bad. No, it's not. And that offense, if it catch fire, might be hard to put out. Yep, but I will tell you this. Buffalo secondary is pretty good. Detroit winning the NFC North again this year. Yep, they probably will. I have the Bills winning this game. Herbert doesn't have enough weapons to go into KC and beat them. We thought that about the Raiders too, and the Raiders damn near should have won last week. You said the Chiefs gonna play this game? Okay. I can understand that. Come on, Dre. Divisional rival games, we know how they go. Yes, absolutely. I do. I totally know how they go. This will not be an easy one. This will not be an easy one. And it's when the lights is brightest. It's Sunday Night Football. You're right. We shall see. Hold on. We got a caller on the line. So I want to hear what the caller has to say. Caller, what's up?
Hey, Dre, what's up?
Hey.
I did to call because I got to remind people. I have to remind people when you're playing division rivals, those games are, look, the Browns beat the Steelers and they beat the Ravens.
Yes, they did.
So when it comes to division rivals, those are the hardest to pick in a pick'em league ever because those teams play each other twice a year. They've been playing each other twice a year ever since their division was formed. So you got to give them, look, there is something going on in KC, but there was something going on in KC last year too.
Mm-hmm.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. The Bills did that. Bills beat Mahomes. Bills have beat Mahomes in the regular season. What? Isn't it like 5-1?
4-1, yeah.
Okay. But what happens when Patrick Mahomes makes it to the playoffs?
Oh, we know.
Do not believe that Pacheco just coming back and being limited on carries. Do not believe that team, once he gets back on his feet, running that ball like he does, and he had a pretty good game last week anyway. Do not believe that doesn't make a huge difference because, don't get me wrong, I know Hunt was playing pretty decent, but he's not Pacheco.
Oh, so you saying Pacheco better than Kareem?
When you make a team one-dimensional, it makes it a whole lot harder to throw balls down the field because, look, they had a little spy in there on the backup running back for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But that team was one-dimensional. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know he had some damn good runs, and he helped win games. But I'm saying, Pacheco being back and healthy now makes a huge difference in what that offense is going to tell you from here on out.
Okay. All right. I'm taking that into consideration. Speaking of which, the last game of the week is the Cowboys and the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals. I think the Cowboys is going right to the golf course. I don't know why Micah Parsons now was talking about we're coming. Coming where? Where you going? I just want to know where you going.
Well, I'm going to shock you because the one thing that Dallas still has got, what they still have going for them, and now they do have a passing game because, quite frankly, Rush's he's not playing bad ball right now. The biggest issue they have is they don't have a running game. But the defense has got two key players back. Defensively, they're playing better football. They
So,
played the Giants. Yes, granted it was a close game, but they won it. But that's again a division rival. Believe you me, every team that watched the Steelers-Bengals game have a game plan, taking that game plan to use against Cincinnati.
so wait a minute. You got Dallas winning?
I have to look and I have to think about it.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. Think about it. I can't wait to hear your pick.
I'm going to look at previous matchups. I know Dak's not there, but I'll be honest with you, the team's playing much better with people rest than what they were for Dak.
All right. I'm definitely going to be watching Friday. By the way, Alphabet's football talk show on Fridays, 10 p.m. Make sure y'all tune into that. Ramona Dye is the queen of the show. And I'm going to be waiting to hear these picks come Friday. I'm going to be watching for sure to hear these picks.
Yeah, I haven't decided who I'm picking yet.
Right.
I gotta do some research. And we're not doing the show Friday night. It's going to be Saturday because my son graduates from the DOT Academy on Friday. So.
Congratulations. Okay, Saturday. All right. Well, y'all getting a Saturday special. All right.
Yep, Saturday special.
Make sure y'all tune in on Saturday for sure. Now,
but I don't believe in luck. I think you make your own.
I'm good with.
All right. Now, talking about these Kansas City Chiefs, here's a video real quick. I just wanted y'all to listen to this if you have not seen this.
I'm gonna drop off so I can watch it.
All right. Yep. Thank you, Ramona, for calling in.
You're welcome, man.
Yep.
Love you.
Love you too. Here's the video. I'll make sure you guys can see this. If you have not watched it, it's about the Chiefs.
But I don't believe in luck. I think you make your own luck. But this is getting really freaking weird. like if you go back and actually just like look at the season as a whole, right? They're 11-1. They have 9 one-possession games. In 5 of those 9 one-possession games, they've won on the last play of the game. And then this last one was the second to last play of the game. Week 1, incomplete pass to Isaiah Likely versus the Ravens by a toe, right? Well, that's not luck. That was good defense. He pushed them out, right? Week 2, Bucker field goal versus Bengals. Hey, Bengals, Chiefs scored on defense. They kicked the last second field goal. Week 9, Hunt, overtime run, TD versus the Bucks. They took them to overtime. They found a way to win. Week 10, blocked field goal versus the Broncos. That was weird to me because I thought for sure the Broncos were going to win that game. Week 12, Schrader, their backup kicker, makes a field goal versus the Panthers on the road. It's hard to win on the road. I don't care who it is. And then the AOC fumble, Aiden O'Connell fumble, on the second to last play of the game. So you got 6 wins like that. So I wouldn't say it's time to worry. I would say that eventually, if they don't fix the small details that is caught, and you can see Patrick Mahomes on the sideline, like he's throwing his hands up.
Yeah,
if they don't fix this, it's going to eventually come to bite them. Okay, back in the butt. Because right now, the Bills are 1 game behind the Chiefs, right, for the 1 seed. And it's really all Chiefs, all Bills for the 1 seed. The Steelers 9-3. I got you. It's very, very weird what's happening, but I do not believe in luck.
Yeah, I kind of have that same thought in mind about the Chiefs, but every time you go to count them out, they always prove what they need to prove, in which they win Super Bowl. So I don't know if I can really, right, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Again, woulda, coulda. Yes, you're welcome, Josh, for sure. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna let the Chiefs be the Chiefs. How about that? The only players in NFL history to have 100+ tackles for 13 straight seasons, Bobby Wagner and London Fletcher. My question is, put it in the comment section. Which linebacker do you think was better? Put it in the comment section now. See, do that, monkey wrench. Bam. Which linebacker do you think was better between the two, Bobby Wagner or London Fletcher? Moving right along. Well, we know the Patriots are eliminated. Look at this. A lot of L's in there. 6-game losing streak. 3-game losing streak. You're out of there. It's over. hang it up. Anthony said Fletcher. Fletcher was better. Yeah, I actually think London Fletcher was better. And on top of that, we got to watch London Fletcher here in Buffalo. Then he went to Washington. Yeah, I got London Fletcher actually, just because I got to see him more. Speaking of Buffalo, gotta talk about this. This is very interesting. I mentioned about the secondary and linebacking corps being really good in Buffalo, regardless of injury or not. The Bills have held now Trey McBride, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle to a combined stat line of 8 receptions, 45 yards, 0 touchdowns. That is like OMG unbelievable to me. We are talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, the top 4 tight ends in the league right now. Sam Laporta might be the next one coming up the next week because the Bills play the Lions coming up. I'm interested to see what Sam Laporta is going to do. But those 4 have combined for 241 receptions this year, 2,557 yards, and 17 touchdowns between the 4. And Buffalo has given up only 8 receptions, 45 yards. Teams playing for draft picks now. Yep. I hope the Lions and the Bills in the Super Bowl. That would be a fun Super Bowl, even though we are already going to get a preview of it next week, if that was the case. But yeah, Buffalo is doing pretty well. Terrell Bernard is doing really good at his position. Johnson is doing really good at his position. Teron. And now you got Matt Milano back, who's one of the best coverage linebackers in the league. Pretty good. Now, I remember weeks ago, people was like, Justin Fields should stay as the starting quarterback when I was telling them Russell Wilson was getting in the game and they was trying to tell me that he wasn't. How many of y'all now think that Russell Wilson shouldn't have been the starter? How many of y'all now believe that Russell Wilson shouldn't be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers now? Just wondering. Russell had 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year in Denver, and y'all allowed Sean Payton to make y'all believe he was washed. I didn't believe that. I just thought Sean Payton was a cornball because we knew that Russell Wilson wasn't his guy. We know that Sean Payton likes Drew Brees-like players, in which the reason why he got Bo Nix, except for Bo Nix is way taller than Drew Brees. So I wasn't buying it at all. And I was definitely one that told y'all that Russell should have been starting. Praying no major injuries this weekend. Yep. Dorian Williams would have shattered Tremont Edmonds' stats. Dorian Williams is playing pretty well too. Got to give him his props. But Russell Wilson, he just plays, doesn't hate on nobody, makes his money, goes home. I got to meet him. It was nice when he was playing in Denver. Got to meet him. I'm going to play this video again. If you did not see this in the very beginning, I'm going to play it again for you. So just peep this video. Annie is hilarious. I give her all the props in the world. She is too.
Okay, now that Thanksgiving is over, we can officially start decorating for Christmas. I know the Bears want to put up a nativity scene, but they're having trouble finding 3 wise men. Chicago, that was absolutely embarrassing. It was not that bad. He froze up like he was Ryan Day in a big game. Chicago finally fired Matt Eberflus. They have never before fired a head coach mid-season. Really gonna miss that guy. Don't feel bad for him. He's spending this time helping out with Tyreek Hill's kids, since they both believe in gentle parenting, and he's so good at not using timeouts. We have actually already started our job search on LinkedIn. Number 1 has to have CFL experience. Number 2 has to have a fun-to-say first name or a name that starts with an N. Lastly, and this is non-negotiable, has to get a haircut before being hired. You know, the Chiefs offensive coordinator looks pretty promising, and he helped develop. Now that is a great idea. Your franchise is set back further than Keenan Allen's hairline. Moving on, let's do Giants. Guys, we're coming for a top 5 pick in April. That game was atrocious. Evan Neal got beat so badly he started rushing his own passer. Also, Lainey Wilson performed at the half of that game. Some people are upset she lost a bunch of weight and lost all her ass. Fortunately, we found it on the Giants sideline. Okay, last Thanksgiving game, Packers-Dolphins. That was the worst I've ever seen the Dolphins look, and I've seen Skylar Thompson. It's 69 degrees. Miami said it was so cold it felt like they were in the ice age. They would know that's the last time they won a playoff game. Okay, let's do the Black Friday game. Chiefs-Raiders, get in here. Moving forward, there will be a Chiefs game every Black Friday since both are rigged for the consumer. The owner of the Chiefs' daughter tweeted, "If you put your faith in Jesus, he won't let you down." Looks like she spelled ref wrong. Black Friday is such a scam. Speaking of scam, where is Kirk Cousins? You paid him $180 million to throw to the other team. Yes, the Chargers defense now has more catches than Quentin Johnston. What a win. Shane Steichen's balls finally dropped. He must have been watching your receivers. Get Gus Bradley in here. I must have really made an impression. Some of the guys are calling me Santa. That's because you have a white beard and only work 1 day a year. Gus, you gave up 24 points to a 32nd ranked offense. Why aren't you blitzing? Because I'd have to put a defensive end on a receiver. Get out. Oh, okay. What do you want? I just had a quick question. Gerard, you're a defensive-minded head coach. Defend yourself so you don't get fired. Maybe it's about the friends we made along the way. Get out! What is with these two? Did you not see them grab Pickens' helmet and pull it down? Cincinnati. The Bengals have scored 99 points in their last 3 games and have won none of them. Bengals defense has screwed more people this year than Tyreek Hill. Joe Burrow would be in the MVP conversation of the year. Here we go. That's my line. I haven't seen a Joe this humiliated since Camp Rock. Okay, let's do Jets, Seahawks. Aaron Rodgers turned 41 yesterday. Ironically, that is the same number of people he's gotten fired this year. I would have him blow out candles, but he already blew a 21-7 lead. Jason Garrett's turkey leg that he froze for 15 years is aging better than you. We should have Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins play each other and see whose receivers have an emotional breakdown first. Seattle, will you stop giving it to Zach Charbonnet over Kenneth Walker? That's now the second stupidest thing you've done on a goal line. Okay, we have to talk about it. How is he doing? He said he's okay. Okay, Trevor will be okay. Gotta suspend him. I agree. That's a suspension. Yes, 100%. Okay, this is not the first offense, and that's why we're going to suspend the person who has potentially ruined Trevor Lawrence's career, made one stupid decision after another, constantly lets down his team with no accountability. Al-Shaair. No, Doug Peterson. I haven't seen a blonde get hit on that hard since Urban Meyer was at a bar. Speaking of suspensions, how is Justin Jefferson doing? He's not suspended. Then why aren't you targeting him? How do you still not know what a catch is? What was wrong with that one? He didn't play for Kansas City. Okay, well, everybody just calm down. Also, I want to apologize for everyone not being able to watch that overtime on Fox. Apparently, they ran some comedy show instead. In our defense, that's about the same thing as watching Todd Bowles. Okay, just a couple more games. Justin Tucker is thinking of pursuing his career in opera singing. However, he probably would miss his mark on center stage. Gabe Vincent has a better field goal percentage, and he's averaging a point in 20 Lamar games. Kicked Isaiah Rodgers in the head trying to hurdle him. At least someone on the Ravens can kick. A big week for Josh Allen. He got engaged and became a dad in 1 weekend. Josh Allen threw a pass to himself. Kirk Cousins can't even throw to his own team. Lastly, the Broncos-Browns game was absolute cinema. Jameis Winston said, "I pray the Lord will deliver me from pick sixes." At least now we know why he's throwing so many interceptions. He's seeing holy ghosts.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. She is hilarious. Annie. Annie, are you okay? She is hilarious. Now, speaking of which, something else that's hilarious. Let's talk about this guy. This guy wants to come coach for the Chicago Bears. Lord have mercy. God awful. John Gruden, hang it up. Please don't come back. Please don't come back. Lord have mercy. Especially not for the Bears. All right. Moving on. Start, bench, cut. I'll leave it up here for like 30 seconds. You guys can put in the comment section, start, bench, cut. This is crazy to me. This is a wild one. Start, bench, cut. Real simple. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is tough. Mr. Fundamental, Hakeem the Dream, the Shake, unguardable shot. Tim Duncan has an unguardable shot too. Dominant player down low. Oof. This is tough. That one is a tough one. Yeah, that's where I was going, Anthony. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to say cut Mr. Fundamental, but he's got to get cut. Talk about Josh Allen again. 4 straight seasons with 40-plus touchdowns. First player in NFL history to do it. Notice 45, 42, 42, 40. He's 13 away this year from 40. Can he get it in the last 5 games? I think he will, because their last 3 games is against boo-boo shit. I think they're getting it. I think he's getting it. I think he'll be the first player to have 5 straight seasons. All I know is Shaq and Tim Duncan. Community service for John Gruden. Has a black QB to shape. Oh, okay. In Chicago, yep. Rather have Kevin Love. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Rather have who? Tyler, get out. Tyler, get out. No, you didn't just say that. Get out. I cannot. Get out. Yo, what? You didn't just say that. I cannot. That might be the funniest comment I've seen. I've seen all year. What? Kevin Love. I'm not even going to I already kind of did repeat it. All right, we heard this guy got 3-game suspension for the hit on Trevor Lawrence. I think I got a video on this too. I got a video on this, and I'm going to go pull it up. I'm going to let you hear what the GOAT had to say about this. Yep. Here's what the GOAT had to say.
Aspect that I think is very challenging, and certainly for Trevor Lawrence, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but it is also the reality of a very physical sport that we play. Defensive players have to be aggressive. That's their nature. I was trying to be aggressive on offense. We tried to block aggressively, and at the same time, the defense tries to tackle aggressively. So there's more designed runs for quarterbacks ever now than in the history of the NFL. So are we really trying to protect quarterbacks? Because if you are trying to do it through the rules, then why are the offensive coordinators not protecting their quarterbacks by keeping them in the pocket and not designing as many quarterback runs? So, maybe they fine or penalize a quarterback for sliding late, and say, look, if we don't want these hits to take place, we've got to penalize the offense and the defense rather than just penalize a defensive player for every single play that happens when there's a hit on a quarterback. The only aspect that I think is very challenging, and certainly for Trevor Lawrence, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but it is also the reality of a very physical sport that we play. Defensive.
All right. So Tom Brady definitely mentions something that I totally 100% agree with. And that is the sliding late aspect. Dude, I get it. We want to wash up. We want to water down and wash up sports like we've done with so many already in so many different aspects because we don't want players to get hurt. I will say that when playing football, the nature of the beast is that injuries happen. Just like with anything, there's a nature to any job profession or any sport for that matter. But this whole hit situation is overblown. And yes, I said overblown. As much as I don't like to see people get hurt, Shair's not getting suspended for this hit. He's getting suspended because he has a history of hits. That's why he's getting suspended. He's getting suspended because his prior behavior. And now this situation is the overflowing dimension to all of his prior issues. Similar to Draymond Green when he got suspended for flailing his arms up when LeBron James is literally putting his nuts on his head and he flailed his arms and he got suspended. Well, Draymond Green got suspended for all his other antics before, like kicking the guy in his nuts, his rough behavior from prior incidents. This is the same thing in this case. Al-Shaair is getting suspended because of his prior offenses, and this one is just, I guess, what you call the tip of the iceberg. But quarterbacks better learn how to slide sooner than later. Because I know as someone, if I was a defender, I'm not letting anyone just get a first down off of the fact that he could pretend to slide if he wanted to. I'm just not doing that. I'm gonna hit you. Not saying I'm trying to hit you to hurt you, but I'm gonna hit you. You're gonna know that I was there. I'm gonna protect the first down. And that's somewhat of what Tom Brady was speaking on as far as, their aggressive nature. Are they supposed to let them get the first down? I don't know. I think the NFL has something to look at the end of the season. Because I agree, if you slide late, you should be flagged for it. If that's the case. And if you're an offensive coordinator, stop designing quarterback runs if you don't want your quarterback to get hit. Dre, real question, who's the dirtiest, Donkey Kong, Sue, or this guy? Indominus Sue is definitely dirtier than Al-Shaair. That's not even a question. That's not even a thought. And I think as much as Indominus Sue is dirty, I think he just played with a different chip on his shoulder. Like, we have to remember, football is a very, very physical sport. But now, I've been hearing a lot about who the ROTY should be. And I think people forget that Jaden Daniels, even though he's been struggling a little bit, which I think every player struggles. And I get some people will say it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. Well, that's why you're hearing more about Bo Nix now, because Bo Nix is finishing. Because in the beginning, Bo Nix was struggling, and now Bo Nix is getting it and he's putting it together. Plus, Denver has a great defense, so he's getting opportunities more than the next team would that doesn't have such a great defense, i.e., the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to throw 2 touchdowns and rush for 1 in back-to-back games, have an 80% completion rate, throw 3 touchdowns and rush for 1 in a single game, have 3+ games with 80+% completion percentage. Get this guy his respect. I still think he's the ROTY. I'm going to be honest with you. I still think he is. The Washington Commanders and Denver Broncos, I mean, what was their records last year? If you took Jaden Daniels off this team and you took Bo Nix off that team, who has the better record? Passing yards leaders for week 13. This one is very interesting. These 3 are very interesting because the first comment right here is exactly what I said when I first looked at it, before I even looked at the comments. Passing yard leaders, and only one of them won a football game this week, and that would be Sir Russell Wilson right here. Everybody else took a loss this week. Getting to the rushers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bucky Irving, they won this week. They beat the Giants, right? Yeah. Cowboys won. Right? Yeah, they won. The Saints got beat by the Chargers, so that's an L. Buffalo and Philly won. 4 out of the 5 running backs that led the league this week in rushing won football games. Interesting. Interesting. 4 out of 5 rushers win games. 1 out of 5 leading passers win games. Receiving yard leaders. This one is interesting too. Jerry Jeudy lost. Brock Bowers lost. Nico Collins won. Mike Evans won. Lade McConkley won. 1, 2, 3. Notice that the leading receivers 1 and 2 lost. 3, 4, and 5 won. What does that say about what does that say for this week? Wonder what that says. Quarterbacks with multiple touchdowns against the Lions this year. Caleb Williams. And you lost both games. Goodbye. Y'all thought I was about to give him a whole lot of time, didn't y'all? Yeah, no, you lost. All right. I'm glad that we got to this because this is going to be my last one.
The Colorado game, Deion Sanders said that the Heisman race is pretty much over and locked up. Do you feel like the Heisman race is over and locked up?
Absolutely not. And I'm not going to speak a lot to the Heisman yet. That is going to be coming from me here soon. Ashton Genty's the best football player in the country. And for me, if you're one of the best players in the country, you play in a championship game.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right. Oh, boy. All right. Let me speak on that real quick. Let me speak on that real fast. I find that to be very, very funny. I find that to be very funny for a couple of reasons. So, Alshon Gentry, phenomenal player. Don't get it confused. Phenomenal player. What he has done for Boise State this season is unprecedented and can't be matched by many. There's only 2 other running backs who has done what Alshon Gentry has done, and that would be Barry Sanders and Ricky Williams. Speaking of those 2, though, a little cloud came over my head. And the thought that comes to mind is, who did Ricky Williams and Barry Sanders play for? What conferences did they play in? Because last I checked, Boise State plays nobody. Please elaborate and tell me who Boise State played this year. And in fact, I probably can do that for every team damn near that's in the college playoff this year. Hence the reason why Boise State is in it. For one. That's just number 1, right off the jump. So when he says Heisman Trophy winners should be playing for something, I find that to be a little misleading because last year's Heisman Trophy winner was the exact guy that I just told you should be rookie of the year this year in Jaden Daniels. Last I checked, LSU did not win not a damn thing last year. And in fact, LSU got their ass whipped, their boots smoked by Florida State week 1. And I have people who work in the athletic department that I know from LSU, and they'll probably tell you that for majority of the season, he was not a Heisman Trophy. He was not the front runner. You know who the front runner was? And I'm going to tell you who it was. And it's before he got injured. It's the legitimate reason for why his team did not make the championship playoff, even though they were undefeated, and that would be Jordan Travis from Florida State, the same one who whipped Jayden Daniels' ass week 1. So Boise State's coach, unless you ain't been watching football outside of your own conference, that's bullshit. What I just heard, it's malarkey, because that's not true. Last year speaks volumes to that. Oh, yeah, you could call 716-954-5209. It's right in the ticketer. Anthony, yes, please call before we end the show. I'd love that, actually. That would be great. Because I'm trying to figure this one out. It is also, to me, the sole reason why Miami is not in the playoff right now. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Miami had to come back and Cam Ward had to put them on their back and yada, yada, yada. That is a cute smokescreen to me for the fact that the committee has to stay committed to the fact that they do not respect ACC teams. They do not respect Atlantic Coast Conference teams. You literally kept Florida State out of the national championship last year because Jordan Travis got injured. Not because they lost a game, but because they got injured. And you put Alabama in there. And once again, you put Alabama there in there again over Florida, over Miami. Miami has a 4-2 record. Alabama has a 1-3 record. And you put Alabama in there somehow again. That is because the committee has to stay complicit to what they have already set in place. Caller, what's going on?
What's going on, man? It's Anthony.
What's good, Anthony? Good to hear from you.
Good. The coach from Boise State, I don't agree with him saying that you need to play in a championship game because Jayden didn't play in the championship game last year.
Correct.
But Jayden had 50 total touchdowns, so and then he did it in the SEC. But that part I don't agree with that. But the thing is what are your eyes telling you? Because if you're going to say that Genty is doing this against, let's say, in the Mountain West, then he should get drafted in. NFL scouts should say, hey, well, we can't really judge Genty on how good he will be for our organization because he's not doing this against the SEC, ACC, or maybe the 2 or 3 teams that are good in the Big 12, right? Would you agree with that? I mean, if that's the case, then that means he's doing against less talent. That means if he gets to the NFL, he's going to be a bust. So why draft him? But what do your eyes tell him when you see him? Once he get past the line of scrimmage, what do your eyes tell you him as a running back? Does he has vision? Does he cut on the dime? Is he a good pass blocker? Does he have breakaway speed? Now remember, he broke away against Oregon, and Oregon DBs are full of 4.3s and 4.4s. Now they're not tough, but that secondary was full of 4.3s and 4.4s, and plus the 2 corners are NFL prospects. They got 3 D linemen that are NFL prospects, and he had 193 and 3 touchdowns against them. As a matter of fact, if you remember the 2 games later, not 5 games later, 2 games later, they went against the 2-headed monsters, Anderson and Junkins, and they couldn't get 193 on Oregon, but Genty did.
So that's a great comment. And so let me clear this up so nobody thinks that I'm saying Alshon Gentry shouldn't be drafted. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be drafted. Alshon Gentry has done more than enough in his Mountain West Conference for him to get enough notice to be an NFL draft pick. He's not just better than average. He's not just a better than average back in that conference. He's a head and shoulders miles better back than majority of the backs. So I see why and understand why he gets the play that he gets in the recognition and the accolades that he gets, because he's putting on what is called an historical season together. It's very similar, and this is gonna sound interesting, but I gotta put it in this context. It is very similar to Caitlin Clark, who played at Iowa. She did so much at Iowa that she got so much props and praise, even though her conference was straight boo-boo shit. She did more than enough. She was head and shoulders ahead, and that's Gentry. But I don't agree with him saying that Travis Hunter shouldn't be the Heisman Trophy winner when my eyes tell me. Now, you said about the eyes. What does your eyes tell you, right? So my eyes tell me that Gentry does has vision. He has get away from the cop speed. He's a great blocker. He can hit the hole very well. He can get outside. If you give him the edge, he's out of there. He's gone. Right? Those are all traits of a pro running back, and I get that. But what we've seen Travis Hunter do, let's be reminded that Travis Hunter was a FCS player first from Jackson State, who got brung along with Deion Sanders to Colorado for the ride. And a lot of people were like, FCS players coming in. They had the whole big old problem with 93 players from that team coming from Jackson State over to Colorado, and they wouldn't be, they weren't be any type of competition. But Colorado, the first couple of games were what, 3-1. I know they ended 4-8, but Travis Hunter played how many snaps per game? Damn near 100 snaps per game last year. He was top 5 in receiving, top 5 at his position as a corner last year. This year, he just goes out and does the same thing. And Colorado's 9-3. And yeah, they didn't make the championship because they lost to Kansas. Fine and dandy. Every dog has its day. You can lose at any point in time. But this is FBS competition. This is the Mountain West. This is Power 5 schools we're talking about now. We're not talking about FCS no more. We're talking about Power 5. And he's just turned up and elevated his game, playing 100 snaps. That's a once in a lifetime. Last time we saw that was who? What was the last time?
Well, as far as well, he's the only one that's playing snaps, but you have to take into account days leading up to Saturday. Travis don't practice, right? Monday through Thursday, he does not practice. He does the walkthroughs on Fridays. That's giving his body a lot of rest, and he's training his body throughout the week. He does not practice at all. So that's how he's able to play those many snaps, because as well as I do, if he practiced Monday through Thursday, he won't play no whole game on a Saturday because his body is not well rested. He does not practice at all. That's one.
Okay, I get the physical part, but that doesn't make you think that he's even better mentally?
Oh yeah, he's better Genty. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Listen, either or. My pick is Genty, but either whoever wins it, Genty or Travis deserves it. But my pick is Genty. But here's the thing. Yes, Genty plays in the Mountain West, but the Mountain West is not FCS. The Mountain West still is the FBS lower, but they're not FCS because that's the case. They won't be in the 12 teams.
Correct.
FBS now. But here's the thing. If what Genty has over Travis, see, we see Genty win against 4 and 5 star players and play like he was a 4 and 5 star player, but which he wasn't. We ain't seen that with Travis yet against nobody this year. Nobody. They didn't get a chance to play Arizona. That's not their fault. It was on schedule, but they didn't play against Arizona. They didn't play against. They would crush people like you, but Arizona is the cream of the cream right now, as we can see it. They're the hottest team in the Big 12. But we didn't see Travis go against any NFL receiver prospects. We didn't see Travis go against any NFL DB prospects prior to those guys from Kansas, and he had a good game. But if you watch the game, it was 2 screens, scramble, but it wasn't what he was doing to those other DBs because he's so superior than those other players he went up against on the schedule. What's the measurement? Now, you want to talk about last year? You do remember when he did go against 2 NFL prospects. You remember what happened to him, right?
Name the 2 NFL prospects.
T-Mac from Arizona, 10, 109, 1 TD. And then Big Boy from Stanford, 13, 294, 3 touchdowns. When he did go against NFL talent, but those are big guys. He'll have problems with big receivers. Those are 2 big receivers. They out physical him, and they embarrassed him last year. This year he didn't go against any receiver that could even. He was just the touchdown he gave up. He was sleeping. You know why he was sleeping? Because the receiver he was guarding was below average, so he got caught sleeping, and he gave up that 1 touchdown. But they didn't play anybody this year that you can look like, you know what, I can see that receiver gonna get Travis some fits or that DB gonna get Travis some fits. That didn't happen. But again, he's so dynamic. I think he's more dynamic on offense than defense. I love how he attacks the ball on offense. But as a DB, I didn't see any receiver they played this year that was an NFL prospect at all. So that's the thing. That's the notch that I think Genty has over him because we saw Genty when he went up against the 4 and 5 stars on defense. Like I said, on that D line, Oregon has 3 NFL prospects, 2, and then the cornerbacks, they have 2 NFL prospects, and their cornerbacks for the 4 3s and 4 4s, and Genty was pulling from them. The only reason they lost that game against Oregon because the special team was garbage. They lost by 3. So, but again, if Travis wins, hey, he deserves it. But my pick is Genty because I saw Genty against one of the best teams in the FBS. I saw what he did against them. And
Gotcha.
I saw what Ohio State couldn't do against that same defense with 2 running backs. Not just 1, but 2. Junkins and Henderson.
Got you. I respect it.
So that's what I'm saying. So with Travis, yes, he's a unicorn. He's a unicorn. And for me, he's played 90% snaps on defense, 90% snaps on offense. And for me as a receiver, I need to see Devontae Smith numbers. I need to see Blackman from Ohio, from Oklahoma State numbers at receiver. I need to see Randy Moss numbers at receiver because there were games, several games, where Travis won the best receiver that game. Miller, Sherrod, Horn Jr., and Webster.
I mean, they're loaded, though. They are loaded at receiver.
Yeah, those guys were the best receiver at that game. But that's a testament to that quarterback.
Right.
Now, if we want to talk about who needs to be at least sitting down out there in New York, is number 2 because he showed that when Travis didn't play the second half against Kansas State, they lost by 3, and they should have. That was pass interference. They should have got the ball back and they would have scored. The next game they played against Arizona, he played 1 snap because he still had a shoulder injury. They put up 37. And that's when I'm like, you know what? I knew Shador could throw. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna say they don't need Travis, but they will still win games because who's spinning that ball.
So you think Shador should be Heisman?
No, both of them should be there. Both him.
Oh yeah. I agree totally.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
Both of them should be going there, sitting down, because he is the best quarterback in the nation. Because we see how he get beat up. We see he always running for his life, and he's still able to produce.
So he better than Cam Ward.
Oh man, is he better than Cam Ward?
Now, let's get on that too. Alabama in the playoff, but Miami not. See, and that's the thing. That's what I was talking about with you just called. It's hilarious, some of the stuff that I heard today. Well, Miami had to come back in a lot of games and Cam Ward had to carry them. Wait a minute. Don't give me that shit. I don't want to hear that crap. Ain't y'all the same committee that took Florida State out the game because the quarterback got injured, not because they lost from that same conference? I don't want to hear that. The reason why Miami is not in, and I'm going to say this again for those who are listening, Miami is not in because the NCAA committee has to stay committed to that they did last year, which is not allowing Florida State to be in the playoff. They do not respect ACC teams, period. They have to stay committed to that. That's why Miami is not in, even though Miami was undefeated for majority of the season until they went 1-2. Whoop-de-doo. Don't Alabama got 3 losses right now? Why is Alabama in the playoff? I'm not understanding why. Please tell me. We argued last year 2 was too many and they got in the playoff. Now 3 is too many and now they still in the playoff. So how many losses do you need as an SEC team not to get in the playoff? Please elaborate. This is why I say the janky NCAA, I tell you, they find more ways than a little bit to bullshit folks.
And you saw how slick they was. They put them in number 11.
Yeah.
The SEC championship game. So therefore, they stuck either they're gonna go up if somebody loses, or they stay at 11. Or at least drop to 12. So they knew they were doing by putting them in number 11.
So garbage. I just don't understand it no more. What's the criteria at this point? What is the criteria at this point? And I'm about to pull up them college rankings because I just think it's absolutely egregious. I didn't even want to watch, but I heard. When I heard it, I was like, yep, see, I knew it. I knew it was coming. I just knew it was gonna be some bullshit. I knew it. I had to feel it. I'm like, yep, they got to be complicit to the bullshit from last year. And that's why Miami is not in right now. So chalk it up to your lovely NCAA stupid committee who still can't get shit right with 12 teams. Like, I could have swore we did this so we could get it right, and we still can't get it right. Oregon number 1.
Because the last time we saw Alabama, they beat Auburn, but we saw them get dominated by Auburn.
First and foremost, I don't give a damn about the Iron Bowl. So the Iron Bowl is the reason why they in the playoff. I don't get it.
I'm sorry, no, as it was. I didn't mean to say Auburn. The last time we saw them was they beat Auburn, but they got dominated by Oklahoma. That's what.
Oh yeah, Oklahoma. What was Oklahoma's record?
At that time, they were 5-5.
I cannot. You lost to a 5-win team and you in the play. I cannot. This is ridiculous at this point. I just cannot.
Not only did they lose, they lost 24-3.
3 touchdown loss. I see this again. Somebody explain to me how the hell again. Explain this to me. Miami is 10-2. 10-2. Explain this to me. Arizona 10-2. Miami 10-2. Iowa State 10-2. BYU 10-2. Clemson is 9-3. But Colorado is 9-3. Please explain to me how the committee thought that it was okay to put them over South Carolina. South Carolina got 3 losses too, by the way, but they've won 6 straight.
Correct. They're the highest team in the SEC. Right. Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss dogged. What team did Ole Miss dog this year? Georgia, wasn't it?
They beat Georgia. Yeah, they.
How they not in?
They whooped their butts up front. The Georgia game, and Georgia Georgia, spanked Bama. No, Bama spanked Georgia, but Ole Miss did put a thing on Georgia. But the thing is, like I said, like we talked about the Oklahoma game, they did lost 24-3. They got shut out from the second quarter all the way up to the fourth. They didn't score no points after the first quarter.
So how is Alabama in? I still just you make this make sense to me. Yes, I'm looking at their season right now. They played Mercer. They played unranked LSU, unranked Auburn. They got beat by Tennessee. They beat Missouri. Missouri, we knew Missouri was fraudulent, though. They barely beat South Carolina. Is that the reason? And they lost to Vanderbilt. I forgot about that. You lost to Vanderbilt. What? Bro, make this make sense.
Vanderbilt wasn't ranked. So think about this. They lost to 2 unranked teams this year.
Yes.
And Oklahoma, and they're sitting in them 11 right now.
Yes, make this make sense. How? You lost to Tennessee, you lost to Vanderbilt, and you lost to Oklahoma. And you're in the play. This is bullshit.
I remember, man, back in the day, man. I want to say 90s, late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Man, if you lost to an unranked team, you damn it out the rankings. You out.
Yeah, you done.
You're not supposed to lose to an unranked team when you're ranked.
Ugh. You just gotta make it make sense for me. This is BS. Now, the only thing I can think of, and I'm trying to find any lame ass excuse for them at this point, is that when I look at the rankings, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm about to start pulling some coattails. Ready? James Franklin, you ain't played nobody all year. Hello, Penn State. Hello, who Penn State played this week? Oregon.
Yeah, they're playing Oregon.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Lord have mercy. And I still don't think Oregon winning the national championship.
Yeah, I don't think so because of this Oregon.
Yes, we know how Oregon gives it up, chokes it up. Right. I don't see Oregon winning. Penn State, you ain't won nothing. Notre Dame, you ain't won nothing either. Who did you play this year? Nobody. Hardly nobody this year. Ohio State, you're the reason why Oregon is even in this predicament. Like, Oregon shouldn't even be number 1. You should have finished them off when you had the chance to. Ryan Day is known. He is known for losing games in the most mysterious ways. How did you get beat by Michigan?
You're right. How did they get beat by Michigan?
And you can't even beat Michigan. Michigan done beat them 5 times in a row, by the way.
Yeah. Sharon Moore's 2-0 against them last year when
yes, he did. Yes, he did. How? Bro, Ryan Day is the epitome of choke artist. The epitome of choke artist.
Man, they spent a lot of money on players too, man. They spent a lot of money.
Ohio State's offense is boo-boo shit too, by the way. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's where I feel like Ohio State lacks, is in the offensive game.
Yeah, I agree.
SMU, Indiana. Look at these teams. Like, where these teams come from? Please, where did these teams come from? SMU, really? Since when? Indiana, since when? Boise State, I get it. You won 10 straight. Since when? Like, I guess they fought. Remember, they was fighting for the longest to get TCU and Boise State in any type of conversation for a while.
Right. Yep.
For a while. I remember that. Arizona State. Where you come from? Where you come from? All these teams. Where did these teams come from? That to me tells me a lot of these teams played nobodies, and a lot of this schedule this year was nobody's schedule. Was a nobody schedule. In NA, nobody's scheduled season, Alabama lost 3 games and 2 to unranked teams, and they still in the playoff. Come on, man, you can't make this make sense. We got to be on. Listen, Anthony, we got to be on ESPN. Somebody got to say something. Somebody got to get on one of these stupid shows. Let them know.
Talk about them being the SEC, but like you just stated, they lost to 2 unranked teams this year.
You lost to a 5-win team, a 5-win freaking team, and you lost to Vanderbilt. When the last time Vanderbilt been something? Vanderbilt not even in the top 25. When? I'm still trying to figure this out. When?
Man, listen.
Tennessee just became prominent again in the last year or so.
Yeah.
You lost to Tennessee. You lost to Tennessee.
Yeah.
When? There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. That's why I'm telling y'all right now. That's the reason why most of those shows do not have a call line. I'm telling you, because they don't want.
You know that, man. You know you've been in the game a long time.
Yes, you know I have.
That's why they don't have no call line, no hotline. They don't.
You know why, Anthony? Because people like me, you, and others who know would fucking make them look goofy on these shows. Like when I was listening to the show, I'm like, oh my God, they sound so damn goofy. I said, this shit sounds so silly. Silly. You can't sell me horse piss and tell me it's ginger ale, bro. That's just not how it's going. It's just not how we doing that. We not doing that. Bro, you not doing that. None of these okay. All right. We're gonna get to see which team that didn't play nobody this year makes it to the championship. Which one? Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you, watch this. Out of the 12 teams that you know is in right now, what team do you see going to the final, the championship game?
That's hard. Man, the four. Okay, you got the four conference. Man, the only team that I can say if they on their A game, they can beat anybody on there is Georgia because their front seven on defense. Because they destroyed Texas when it came to Austin and played them. I don't know, man. It's hard. This is the first time I really don't know because you got Alabama and you got Tennessee. Like you said, they just became relevant. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how they react to being in this type of situation now. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is a good question though. I don't know, man. We know how Oregon is in their history of playing in big games. Ohio State is helter skelter. We don't, we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's Indiana? I'm not gonna pick them and say that they're in too, right?
Yes, Indiana's 11-1. I cannot, bro. Indiana is ranked number 9. 11-1, ranked number 9.
I don't know what the committee looking for, man. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what they're judging these teams off of. I don't know because I know I remember that if you lose to a unranked team, man, that devalues your importance to being picked. When the BCS was going on, when this 4-team playoff was going on, if you lost to an unranked team, man, that it put a stain on. It don't matter if you go on like a 10-game win streak. You lost to an unranked team, where another team who didn't lose to an unranked team, who played better, ranked or more ranked teams. Like that don't make any sense. Don't make any sense. Not making sense.
Yeah, Anthony, you know what else I just noticed too? You know what? As much as the NCAA tried to stay consistent with their ACC bias, why Miami's not in at 9-3, SMU is number 8 at 11-1. So my question to you is, would Florida State's 13-0 team have made it in the top 4? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Without Jordan Travis. I need the answer. Would they have made the top 4 and got a bye if this was the Florida State team this year in this 12-team system? Would they have made the top 4? Because if you say yes, then that tells me that this is bullshit.
I say yes. And
Then there it is. There it is for me. Bullshit. You try to hide one bullshit move only to get one covered, get one exposed. This is the exposure. There's no way then, if that's the case, that Penn State, Notre Dame, who's played nobody, Tennessee, how is Penn State and Notre Dame over Georgia then, if that's the case? If we playing it the way we played it last year, then how is Penn State and Notre Dame over Georgia right now?
You're right, man.
Yeah, make this make sense. Penn State and Notre Dame ain't played nobody all year long. Let's be clear. We can go back and look at their games if we wanted to. Tennessee is 10-2. How the hell? How the hell? Ohio State lost 2 games. How the hell? Make it make sense right now. It just does not make sense to me. Again, the committee has fucked over another team while trying to act like they being consistent with the bullshit from last year. Great job. Great job again. Alabama should not be in.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like you said with Indiana, man. What game did?
Yes. What game did Indiana win? What game?
Hey, I had faith or hope for them. Okay, you know what? They know the eyes on them. They're playing Ohio State. First ranked team they played all year.
They got blown out.
Let me see if they're going to at least compete. If they lose, man, they got destroyed.
It was 38-15. They got blown out. I mean, how many different ways can you say fraudulent?
Yeah, I mean, different ways you say fraudulent.
How many different ways can you say fraudulent? I don't understand. You got blown out 38-15. And the Michigan team that beat Ohio State damn near beat Indiana too, by the way.
Yeah.
They only won by 5 at home. But yet and still, like this, yo, I cannot. You got to just make this make sense for me. They played nobody all year. Yo, y'all want to hear who Indiana played? I'm gonna tell you. They played Florida International, Western Illinois, UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska, Washington, Michigan State, Michigan. By the way, none of these teams are ranked, by the way. None of those teams I just named were ranked this year. Purdue, not ranked. The only team they played this year that was ranked was Ohio State in the top 10, and they got blown out. Yet they're somehow number 9.
Bro, the quarterback for Indiana against Ohio State threw for 57 yards, man.
I cannot. Oh, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. What? Please make this make sense. By the way, Syracuse is ranked as a top 25 team, by the way. So if they kicked Miami out because they lost to Syracuse this week because Syracuse came back and won, Syracuse is 23rd ranked in the country, by the way.
And Syracuse is at home when they beat
Yes,
Massachusetts.
and they were at home. They lost to Georgia Tech, but do you know who Georgia Tech's beaten this year?
And you saw, to me, the best game of the year, Georgia Tech and Georgia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. They lost to Georgia Tech by 5 points on the road. By the way, this is a road loss. A road loss to Georgia Tech and a road loss to Syracuse. And they're out of the playoff. How? Make this make sense. 5-point loss, 4-point loss, and they're out of the playoff. And they only have 2 losses. But they smoked everybody this year. Yes, they beat California but they still won. Make it make sense.
I'm trying to think of, like you said, with the Alabama man is just going, like you said, the bias they have with SEC,
yeah,
the hate they have for the ACC, and
yeah,
just the name and the brand of Alabama. That's the only thing I can think of, man.
That's it. That's it. That is the only excuse you can give me. Alabama, 11th ranked, lost by 5 to Vanderbilt. Week 6. That should have been, you're out of here.
You're out of here, right?
The next week, you squeak by South Carolina. By the way, you squeaked by South Carolina at home. Do you remember how they beat South Carolina?
Yeah.
I think it was the last play of the game, wasn't it? Something like.
Yeah, it was the last drive or something like that.
Yeah, what? Bro, you talking about styles make point. Dude, don't hit me with the style points because I'm really, it's just like, we can really get on here and look at Alabama, and then you tell me what style points should do for them. Tennessee, they got beat by a touchdown by Tennessee the next week. So you had 3 weeks of suspect after you beat Georgia, by the way. They beat Georgia by a touchdown. The second week of the 5th week of the season. It was week 5. And Alabama had a bye week before that. So they had 2 weeks to prepare for Georgia, by the way. But then you played 3 weeks of suspect football. And then you lost to Oklahoma, 5-win team, and you're in the. You can't make that make sense. There's no way around it to me.
Not just lose to Oklahoma. They lost to them this late in the season. One game before the last regular season. You lose to them like that. 24-3, man.
So 24-3. They didn't even they didn't even pinch the end zone, by the way. They didn't pinch the end zone. Matter of fact, let me look at these stats. Let me see these game stats. I see these game stats now. Oklahoma dominated. Time of possession dominated. 34-26. First downs, 18-13. Total yards. They only had 234 yards for the whole game. Alabama to 325. They got dominated. Oklahoma ran for 257 yards in this game. Yo, come on. You got to be kidding me. And they had 3 turnovers. Alabama. Come on. Come on. This is buffoonery. We need a different committee. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you that right now. You need a different committee. They looking very suspect and fraudulent at this point. Very fraudulent. What do you need Alabama in for now? Nick Saban is no longer there. Let's be clear. The brand of Alabama is totally different now. It's not the same brand of Alabama.
I agree.
It is not. For those who keep thinking, roll tide, roll your ass to a bowl game. How about that? Roll your ass to the bowl game of choice, and that's it. And that's it. Let that be that. No way. No way. No way are you going to tell me those losses by Miami 5 points and 4 points on the road is bigger losses than Alabama's 3 losses. And the way they lost. No. 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 Gotta do better. Definitely gotta do better.
They gotta do better, man.
Because Arizona State beat BYU. But who did they lose to, Arizona State, this year? Who did they lose to? Arizona got beat 49-7, by the way. Texas Tech. They lost to Texas Tech. In Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati.
Week 4 and week 8. Both was road games, by the way. They lost by 8 and 10 points. 8 and 10. So I guess Miami's 5 and 4 point loss was more than Arizona State's 10 and 8 point loss. If I'm the ACC, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm the ACC, I wouldn't even care. Like Florida State last year, and this is gonna be the unpopular belief, but if I was Florida State, I would have declined playing Georgia last year.
Remember that was no rumor going around that they were talking about it.
I'd have just declined. I'd have declined. How disrespectful. How disrespectful to me. How disrespectful to keep them out of the playoff being 13-0 and they're a Power 5 school and they won 3 games without Jordan Travis. How disrespectful. They went 13-0 last year. How disrespectful. And then you put them up against Georgia to be funny. I'd have been like, decline.
Well, here's the thing. Check this out. Yeah, they'll be funny. They'll be funny doing that. But if you remember, I think going into the Florida game, they had on number 4. They win.
Yes.
And how you drop them to 5?
Yes. Yes, I know. Again, the NCAA committee being bullshit artists again, as we know it. Jay Bailey, shout out to you. I was watching Stay Tuned. There's a couple of things I need to mention while you're here, sir. Number 1, we talked about the Gentry, Travis Hunter. I got the best take today from Anthony Heath, the caller on the line, about Gentry versus Hunter, and I can agree with his take. It's a very good one. Very good one. Number 2. What was the second thing I heard? Oh, the Alabama Miami take. Yes, Alabama should not be in the playoff. Ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuse for why Alabama is sitting at number 11 right now. None. Like, we just sat here and dissected we pretty much dissected the 11 teams, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason why Alabama should be here. None. Zero. Here we go with the bias again, the entitlement shit. Nick Saban is gone. That brand of Alabama is gone. Why are they in? You can't even make this even make sense, because if you go by what they did last year to Florida State, which we talked about it, how they kept Florida State out of the playoff because their quarterback got injured, not because they lost, but because their quarterback got injured, but they were 13-0. They had to stay consistent with the ACC bias. That's why Miami's not in, because they wanted to stay consistent. But by doing that, You just made everything else look stupid because when we look at Alabama's losses this year, you lost to 2 unranked teams, not 1, but 2. And you lost to Tennessee. Your biggest win came off a bye week against Georgia. You beat them by a touchdown. You had a bye week before, the week before. And then you played 3 weeks of suspect football. But you're in the playoff? Make this make sense. Make it make sense. Miami lost 2 games this year to ranked teams on the road, by the way. Syracuse was ranked 23rd. They lose on the road by 4 points. Their losses, 5 and 4 points, respectively. And you're out of the playoff? Make it make sense. How? Why? Why? But the same South Carolina team that's got 3 wins is in it, right? Aren't they trying to aren't they right now? Yo, I heard on the show they trying to vouch for South Carolina to be in. Right now. South Carolina is in or no?
I think they 13.
Right, they are 13. I'm looking at they number 13, but are they in the playoff?
No. No, they're not in the playoffs. They got number 13 because the 11th spot is Bama and the 12th spot is
Arizona State.
Arizona State, yeah.
Get the hell out of here. I cannot. Bro, I can't. You can't make this. You can't be serious. Again, when you try to cover up one thing, you end up getting exposed for a whole bunch of other things. And Jay Bailey, this is why I remember these conversations when we be talking, when I tell you that people like us, they don't have call lines on those type of shows because people like us would go right on their show and make them look stupid. Like we would make them look stupid, look like buffoons. A lot of the crap that I hear on these shows. Like there's no excuse. You can't give me an excuse. Alabama was 1-3. 1-3. There's no excuse. There's no reason for that. Oh, and the other thing was the Dallas Cowboys. Please let me say this. Please let me say this real quick. Let me get off this real quick. And let me say this. The Dallas Cowboys won 12 games in a row. How many years in a row now, Anthony? What is it, 2, 3?
No, it's I know Mike they got 2 under Mike McCarthy, so
Right.
I know it's more than 2. I know they got 2 back to back.
Right. Okay. So I heard the comment that somebody said that Dallas was expected to drop off.
No.
Exactly. Thank you. I was just about to say that is absolute BS. Let me tell you why that's BS. Because Dallas was the front runner to win the division before the Saquon Barkley move.
21, they went 12-4. 22, they went 12-4. 23, they went 12-4. So you're right, sir. They
3 in a row, Jay. 3 in a row. 12-4, 12-4, 12-5. 3 years in a row. 12-win team. No, sir. Do not let them get away with saying that. The Dallas Cowboys was not expected to make some major drop off because of who? Because of who? Who on that team that they was losing, that they was making a major drop off? No, the reason why they dropped off this year is because them dummies didn't go get Derrick Henry when they had the chance to and get a real running game. We're not talking about the same Tony Pollard who's done nothing in Tennessee. I know we ain't talking about him. I'm trying to figure this out. Where did this major drop off supposedly come in at? Nah. You paid Dak Prescott $60 million because you expected to be on the same trajectory or even higher by paying him that $60 million. Yeah. Please tell Cowboys fans to be complicit with the bullshit that they was pumping before the season started, and don't try that. Oh well, we wasn't supposed to be here. Bullshit. Nope. You got Dallas Cowboys fans who didn't even believe Dak Prescott was supposed to be second in MVP running last year.
You sure right. Listen, not second MVP and Blake Pro team. You're right.
Come on.
You're right, man. You had all the fans saying that.
Tell me again. Say it again.
The Dallas Cowboys, the masses of their fans didn't think that Dak should get MVP in an MVP race or All Pro.
Josh Bailey. Next Tuesday, if you send me the link and I'm not practicing DJing, I'll be there. And I'm going to make sure, if that was Zaire who said that, I'm going to make sure. And you know what? It's all brotherly love when I tell him, but I got to let Zaire know that that's BS if he said that. If he the one that said that, that's BS. I'm not going for it. Y'all shouldn't even let that slide. Don't let that slide. Ain't no sliding. Just because you America's team, you don't get to slide. You don't get to play that. Oh, we was expecting to make a major drop off. With who? Why? Where? Y'all had the opportunity to get Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Where? Make it make sense. Anthony, did your man say that his roster was good enough to win?
He said
Jerry Jones, didn't he say that? I mean, unless I'm sleeping somewhere, I'm hibernating somewhere where the common sense air just don't hit me, and I'm just getting suffocated by some type of like toxin. That one, yeah, you ain't getting me to buy that cowboy shit.
man, listen, you ain't sniffing on type of airborne pathogen.
Right, ain't no airborne pathogens around here. It's free and clear air over here. Nah, bruh. Nah. Tell him he ain't get no pass this year. Cowboys is not getting no type of pass at all. Jerry Jones need to go have several seats with his AARP Michael Landon, Little House on the Prairie thinking self. You go tell him to go sit down somewhere in the back and be quiet in the back when he do. Because he the one costing your team. He costing y'all. First of all, your personnel is too small. Let's start there. Tell me when I'm lying, caller. They personnel is too small. That's why they can't stop the run.
Way.
Thank you. Way too small. That's number one. You had an opportunity to fix that too. Mr. General Manager, you've been in this game long enough to know. Jerry Jones, you knew that. You had the opportunity to pay Micah Parsons. You didn't pay him. You paid Dak $60 million. Huh? You want to tell me on what or by what metric is Dak Prescott worth $60 million? I'll wait.
Man, Dak wasn't going nowhere, man. He was not going nowhere.
The same guy who can't win a first round playoff game. I'll wait. Tell me when and what. Because I can tell you a lot of those losses Dallas took last year, those stats, those inflated stats that he had last year in garbage time, he's good for that, by the way. Them garbage time numbers, he's good for that. Damn good for that. They thought Lamb was the savior when they resigned him. Okay, watch this. If I gave you 4 picks with at wide receiver, would CeeDee Lamb be one of them?
Nope.
If I gave you 4 picks, would CeeDee Lamb be one of your first 4 picks at receiver?
Nope.
The answer is no. To me, the answer is no. No. This is why I laughed when people was trying to tell me Dak Prescott somehow was better than Josh Allen. This is why I laughed. This is exactly why I laughed. What for receivers would I take over CD Lamb right now? Oh, okay. you want the 4 receivers? And I'm gonna tell you that it's not all about yards. It's also about toughness. It's also about mental. It's about mental toughness. So here's my 4. First and foremost, I'm definitely taking Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase 1 and 2 right off the jump. Right off jump. We can get those out the way. So you want me to pick 2 other receivers besides him? You ready for this one? You may not like this one. But I'm taking Amon St. Brown right now.
He'll all pro. He'll all pro. So
I'm taking all pro Amon St. Brown right now. Right now. I'm also taking George Pickens right now. I'm also, hold on. Woo. Wait a minute. We haven't even gotten to the Puka Nakuas yet. We ain't even got to none of them yet. And here's why I'm taking them quarterbacks before him. You want to know why I'm taking them? Because Dak Prescott is supposed to be head and shoulders better than who? Wasn't there the same people trying to tell me he was better than Jared Goff?
Yeah.
You know what Jared Goff would do with CD Lamb right now? I'm just asking. You know what he would do? You know what George Pickens would do with a quarterback? First of all, George Pickens was good before Russell Wilson came into the game. Beforehand. Yeah, he has a little attitude issue. But if you had to go into the trenches at receiver, you taking who before who?
And listen, I'm taking AJ Brown before.
Oh, I didn't even mention him yet. I didn't even get to him. AJ Brown. I'm taking him before I'm taking CD Lamb. I'm taking Terry McLaurin before I take CD Lamb.
Terry.
See, everybody be stuck on the stats because they don't realize that a lot of CD Lamb stats too come in garbage time too.
Yeah.
They don't realize that. A lot of people, for some reason, do not realize that, and I'm not understanding how you don't. When Dallas gets their boot smoked left and right, when Dallas has been beaten by double digits 5 times this year at home. Yes, I am. Right now. I'm telling you. Put this on the show. Tell them to quote me. They can quote me. Fine and dandy. If I had to go in the trenches right now and I had to win a game and I had to pick wide receivers to go into the trenches to win that game, CD Lamb is not my first 4 picks. He not. I've literally seen CD Lamb sitting on the bench pouting. Multiple games this year. So Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Amon St. Brown, Scary Terry, who you got on here? Pickens? Yup. 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 Quote me. Quote me. I'll go on the show and defend it. It's fine and dandy. Because I know I'm gonna get some flack for it. Fine. I'm good with the flack and good with the static. I'm fine with it. But I'd make my point known and I'd make it mentioned, just like right here on the show.
When you say you fine with it, like a great poet, Kendrick Lamar said, I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it.
Yeah, I'm willing to push the line with it. It's fine. I'm serious. I'm going into the trenches with those type of guys. Yes, AJ Brown. Yes, AJ Brown, St. Brown, Scary Terry, Pickens. Yep. And listen, look, it's almost getting to the point where I might even pick Marvin Harrison Jr. Don't make me push. I'm the killer, but the line could get pushed back. It can start receding real quick. It can start receding in here. Seriously. Again, the man plays with Dak Prescott. A lot of people done revered him as being the guy, the second guy, second, third guy. Yes. Jay Bailey said, let's do it. Yes. I'm coming on the show. I'm finding dandy with putting that out there. I'll put it out there. Because I want to go out there with people who going to fight. That's going to fight. That's going to get after it. Let's get after it. Shit, hell, they lucky I'm not even mentioning your boy from Seattle either. Lucky I ain't mentioning DK. DK to me, yeah, DK Metcalf. He's a little iffy. I'll give him a little iffy vibe. Oh yes, good. We can set that up. Zaire, you know what? It'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. Because me and Zaire have been waiting. You know what? I feel like me and Zaire is an NXT match waiting to happen anyway. I know Zaire been waiting. I've seen Zaire in past. I'm down for it. I'm good. The fire starter ain't going nowhere. I'm right here. I tell him he ain't getting no excuses for his Cowboys this year. Nah. I ain't giving you no excuses, sir. You gonna have to come up off that. Come up off that and be real about that. Them Cowboys. Matter of fact, I would love, and I'm just gonna put this out here. I would love, no pun intended, by the way, love to go pull up y'all predictions for y'all teams before the season started. I'd love to pull up them predictions. I'm sure y'all got some. And I'd love to hear what his prediction was for the Dallas Cowboys. Shit, hell, if he was up, he can come right now. We'll do this right now. They'll better to be. But I heard that and I was like, what? Whoa. The Dallas Cowboys was taking a major who? Where? I was like, where? When? I didn't even know that was him that said that. I just heard a voice and I'm like, huh? I'll tell you the show you can go look. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate it because you know I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go look. You know I investigate for a living, so you know I'm going to look. I promise you. And if I hear anything that say 11 or 12 wins, yeah, see, we ain't even gonna have it. Here's the clip. We're not even gonna have this conversation. Clip. Here you go. This you right here, ain't it? Yeah, nah, he ain't getting away with that. Dallas just made bad choices, and that's why they getting killed for it right now. And Micah Parsons beating the New York Giants. All of a sudden, now here we come. Where they coming to? Where they coming to, Anthony?
Yeah, I was kind of,
Where they coming to?
They made that statement saying we come here to beat the Giants, man.
Where they coming? Where they coming to? The toilet bowl? They're gonna be right where the Bears at. They're gonna be right where the Bears. Matter of fact, any team that's worse than the Dallas Cowboys this year is boo-boo shit for real. No pun intended. Any team that's worse than the Dallas Cowboys this year is really, really, really garbage. Really, really dumpster juice. Boo-boo shit. I don't even know why Washington allowed Dallas to even think that they had some real rep that they can now all of a sudden mention, oh, here we come because y'all won 2 divisional games. Here we come. Coming where? They're about to get sat back down this week. They're about to get sat back down by the team who got no defense this week. That's gonna be the worst part. In Dallas, by the way. That game is in Dallas, I thought, against Cincinnati this week.
I'm not sure where is that.
Yeah, I think it's in Dallas. They're about to get sat back down because Cincinnati gonna put up 40. Cincinnati been putting up, Cincinnati has put up 99 points in 3 games and has not won a game. Perfect.
Hey, listen, on top of that, I ain't seen nothing like it, man. I haven't seen nothing like that. Like you scored that many points, man, and your team is 4-8.
Bro, hold on, bro. I got the perfect stat for this. I got the perfect post for that. Hold up. I think it's right here. I got it too. It's crazy. I cannot right now. Perfect post for that. Matter of fact, let me refresh this real quick because I think it's up here. I'm gonna put it right up here. Yep, here it comes. Here it comes. Yep, here it go. Here y'all go. What in the hell? These are seasons the quarterback has had 30-plus touchdowns and 5 or fewer interceptions through the first 12 games. Aaron Rodgers in 2020, 9-3. Patrick Mahomes in same 2020, 11-1. 2018, Drew Brees, 10-2. Aaron Rodgers, 2014, 9-3. Aaron Rodgers, 2011, 12-0. Tom Brady, 2007, 12-0. Guess what Joe Burrow's record is? 4-8. That is unprecedented. Just like Anthony said, I have never seen this.
And I got that can on the same level as that. He has 5 interceptions and 2 lost fumbles, so that's 8 turnovers, right?
Yep.
That's 8 turnovers. Patrick Mahomes has 11 turnovers, and his team is 11-1. Let them live in the spirits right quick. Let them live in the spirits right quick. He has 11 turnovers. His team is 11-1. This man has 8, and his team is 4-8.
Pathetic. Pathetic at best. And they gonna end up beating. Guess what? And they gonna end up beating the Cowboys this week.
Oh yeah, Cowboys don't have no type of firepower to keep up with them, man.
Oh yeah, it's Monday night. Monday Night Football too. Joe Burrow, Monday Night Football, going into Jerry's world. Yeah. Yep. Have fun with that. Coming where? I guess they think because they got a little defense last week against the Giants. That means nah. Yeah, I told you. Look at Amon St. Brown's receiving grade right now. It's number 5 among wide receivers in the league right now. Right now. I'll take Amon St. Brown for sure. Yep. And if we want to do one better, because I know y'all like stats. I know people love stats. And I didn't even mention Tyreek Hill. Oh my goodness. I damn sure didn't even say Tyreek Hill. This is hilarious. I didn't even mention Tyreek Hill. So that's another one. Add that to the list, Jay Bailey, of receivers I take over CeeDee Lamb. Tyreek Hill. Yep. I'm taking, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. That's 4 right there. I'm taking before your boy. And then the rest of them that I mentioned too. Yep. Put them in there too. Hell yeah. Wait a minute. You know who else I might even take over CeeDee Lamb this year? I'm shocked I ain't even mentioned him. He was number 1 in yards and touchdowns before he got injured. I'll even take Nico Collins right now.
Yeah, Nico Beast, man.
I will even take Nico.
Yeah, Nico Beast.
Put that one down too. Put that on there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will take them. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to hear what debate he'd have for this. I'd love to hear it. Unless he gonna pull a miracle on 34th Street, because you know it is Christmas time. Unless he pulling a miracle on 34th Street, he ain't got no wins with this one. If you want to debate that, he ain't got no wins. He can pull his Dallas Cowboys team and his receiver. Tell him that's the debate. The Dallas Cowboys and his receiver pick 4. And would CeeDee Lamb be one of the 4 that he would pick? And if he say no, that's good. I'm glad he would wave the white flag and concede immediately, because I don't think he want that debate. And now, with that being said, it's 2:16. I've had a whole lot of fun. Anthony, thank you for calling too, my brother. And you know you can call, join in anytime, my bro.
For real, it always, man, go way back, man. I always enjoy your text, man. So
for sure. And you keep me on my toes too.
Same here, man. Iron sharp as iron, man.
For sure. Definitely.
All right.
Yes, sir. With that being said, I gotta go. Jay Bailey, if you up, I hit you up, because I'm gonna be up for a while. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm gonna be up for a minute. But yeah, bro. Nah, don't let them sneak off with that Miami Alabama debate. Don't let them sneak and tell you Alabama should be in. That's bullshit. No. No. And yeah. I watched the show today. I did. I watched it. I saw it. Good show. Great show. But yeah, that's something I definitely want to debate. For sure. Someone let me know. I'm here. Hopefully I can talk wrestling soon, man. I want to talk wrestling with somebody. You already know, bro. G's recognize G's, bro. For sure.